Hello everyone, this is Kurt from Ethos Reviews. So, I'm sure everyone knows out there that I'm a big fan of some vintage games, like Metal Gear, for instance, for the NES. But also, I have an affinity for some newer games as well, like Metal Gear Solid 4 for PlayStation 3. You know, and that goes the same for baseball games also. I'm a big fan of baseball, and I love baseball video games. And let's take baseball for the NES, for example. We'll talk about that next time. But today we're going to talk about MLB The Show 10. Just came out 2 days ago. And this is going to be a brand spanking new review here at Ethos. And now here's the question though. For all of you baseball fans out there of baseball video games, I gotta say that The Show is definitely the best series of baseball games ever. And now being a veteran of 07, 08, 09, and now here in 10, is it really worth the investment again, to pay for it all over again? Well, yes it is. There's a lot of new features, and there's a lot more fun to be had here in MLB 10. So let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to fire up The Show, but before we do that, let's talk about the PS3 real quick. Only a few days ago, February 28th, March 1st, there was a problem with the PlayStation 3s. And I have what a lot of gamers call PS3 Fat. It's basically the older version of the PS3. Now they make the Slim. But apparently there was an issue with the systems that the internal clock thought it was a leap year or something, and then they got reset to 1999, I think that was the case. And something to do with the trophies, and like they didn't coincide with the date or whatever it was. I'm not quite sure, but it was definitely a significant glitch in the systems, and some of them locked up. Thankfully, mine did not have a problem, and I'm sorry if anybody else did though. But in any case, Sony fixed the issue, and now things are running perfectly fine again. So let's fire up this bad boy and get playing some MLB The Show. Alright. Let's do it. Alright, so the first thing that's new to this game this year is the Home Run Derby. You figure that would happen already. It would have been in all the video games, but surprisingly not. So I'm definitely going for Ken Griffey Jr., one of my favorite players. And yeah, I mean, you can see the graphics are stellar. You know, they look better every year. They tweak little things here or there. The character models look unbelievably realistic. I mean, am I about to hit a home run right now? Yeah, nice. Alright. But yeah, the Home Run Derby's awesome. Oh, look at that, I'm going to hit another one. Alright, awesome. Definitely one of the best aspects of MLB The Show 10 is that this broadcast quality is so realistic. I mean, it looks like you're actually like watching a regular baseball game, but then again, you're playing it. I mean, it's just so unbelievably realistic. They really went far and beyond for this series, and MLB Show the 10 definitely continues that tradition even more so. I mean, it looks like, I'm sure, you know, I don't know how good it looks on this camera, but I tell you, sitting in the room and actually playing it, this looks like a real game. And I would say the best aspect of MLB The Show 10 is got to be, the best gameplay aspect anyway, is the pitching. I love the pitching in this game. I've always loved the pitching in the Show series. It's definitely the most realistic pitching experience you can ever get. It really gets you involved in the game, and really makes you feel that you're actually up there and thinking about what move you should make next. And of course, I'm pitching with Johan Santana, so it's kind of easy. He's the best pitcher in the league, right? And as you can see, this really just looks tremendous. And I like to use the classic, or rather, excuse me, the meter, which is we see on top of Santana's head there. I think that's much better than classic. Gives you a better feel for the ball and for the pitch that you're about to throw. So hitting in this game remains largely unchanged from the previous games, but obviously it's just so good as it is. You didn't really need to change it. The pitching AI definitely improves with each year and becomes a little bit more realistic, but hitting is still terrific, still tons of fun, and there's definitely a lot of variety in it. Let's see if I can hit Roy Halladay here real quick. One more pitch, and then I'll move on. Alright, well see right there, that's a new camera angle that wasn't seen in the game before, in the previous shows. So they also give you a different bit of a broadcast flavor with each year. So a new addition for the show 10 this year are some stadiums. Now, they updated Citi Field even more so, and the Yankee Stadium, everything's really been perfected now in terms of stadiums. Well, also they have Spring Training and All-Star Stadium, we know that, but now they have classic stadiums as well, including the Polo Grounds, Griffith Stadium, Forbes Field, Crosley Field, etc. But you know what's weird? You have to actually buy them. They're locked. Really, Sony? You're gonna charge us for using these kind of stadiums? I mean, the game costs enough as it is. You don't really need a charge for classic stadiums. That's garbage. So as you can see, the presentation in MLB The Show 10 is excellent. The gameplay is just unbeatable when it comes to baseball games. For the show, my two favorite options in the game are definitely franchise and online. Now online operates very smoothly, it's pretty easy to use, and I've never really had a problem with it. You know, occasionally you have like a traffic delay or something they call it, but for the most part, the online is really great and a lot of fun. As for the franchise mode, I've always loved doing that in baseball games, using the franchise mode, getting to draft my own players. You know, I draft some young players, I draft some grizzled veterans, nice balanced team, and it's a lot of fun. And I do the same thing here in the MLB Show 10, and it's better than ever. There's a lot more different like little options here or there, little nuances that make the game definitely worth it. And so we'll take a look at just one thing I found interesting. So as I said, I'm definitely a big fan of the franchise mode in the show, and I love doing the fantasy draft and kind of collecting some of my own favorite players if I can and get them on my team. But you know what's weird about this one? Is that, like, I'm already on the third round, just per se, for an example, and Mariano Rivera hasn't been selected yet. Billy Wagner, Trevor Hoffman, Manny Ramirez, Chipper Jones, none of these guys have been selected yet, which is just crazy. You know why? The AI in the game doesn't like to pick the older players. They try and, like, wait for them. They take the young players first, and then go for the older players, which is actually pretty interesting. I mean, I remember I tried to draft the other day, and I was up to like the 8th or 9th round, and Rivera still wasn't selected yet. He's one of the highest rated players in the game, and nobody takes him. I took him, and same goes for like Billy Wagner. I mean, another extremely high rated player, and nobody takes him. So it's an interesting thing. Another really famous aspect to the show is what they call Road to the Show. That's sort of like the signature mode in this game. And this year, probably the biggest improvement was made. They added a catcher feature, so now you can call the game from behind the plate like never before. So it's pretty darn cool. So overall, MLB The Show 10 is definitely worth it. It's the best baseball game out there on the market. The best baseball game out there on the market. And I really enjoy the game, and I'm sure you will as well. If you're a baseball fan like me, you're going to love it, and it's a terrific game. So, as for next week, as for the next show, so tune in. I have a whole lot of baseball games. So if you tune in next week, we're going to talk about all these. Now, I'm not going to go and show you every single one, because that would take up way too much time. But we'll take a little look. Something of an evolution of baseball games. I don't have them all, but we're going to try. See you next time from Ethos Reviews. Thanks for watching.